Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Greenbaum, and I am here in my home to present to you the Multiple Intelligence Wolf Trap Showcase. Before we begin, let me give you a little background about who I am and how this workshop all came about. In 1977, my wife Mary and myself started a nonprofit center in Pontiac. We called it the Neighborhood Child Care Center. In 1987, the running joke amongst child care workers was, why did the child care worker cross the road? The answer is to get to their second job. That's what brings us here. I had the good fortune to be asked by representatives from Michigan AEYC to head up a new program called Wolf Trap Early Learning Through the Arts. At the time, a progressive movement in early childhood education was gaining momentum by the Wolf Trap Institute, as well as the new brain development research on the importance of the arts in education. The Wolf Trap model was designed to bring in local professional performing artists, musicians, dancers, puppeteers, and stage actors into early childhood classrooms to work directly with the teacher and create songs, stories, and activities bridging the arts in education. Along with the classroom residency trainings, and for the next 22 years until 2010, the Michigan AEYC Wolf Trap artists were present at the Michigan AEYC Annual Conference, presenting workshops during the day and a Friday night artist showcase, filling up the Ambassador Ballroom. Now, here's the best part. For today's virtual workshop, I asked several of the artists to present for you a performance from inside their home, including many of your favorite artists you'll see: Wanda Degen, Beverly Meyer, Michael Lee, Julie Austin, Laz Slomovitz, and a special tribute to the late John Kinderman Taylor. So let's get started. As you see on the screen are the 7 multiple intelligence models, researched by Harvard University Project Zero and published by Howard Gardner, Professor of Education at Harvard University. These models are the underlying theory used in the classrooms by the Wolf Trap artists. They are word, verbal linguistic, math, logical mathematical, me, intrapersonal, us, interpersonal, sing, musical, rhythmic, and harmonic, dance, bodily kinesthetic, and art, visual, spatial. Each of these intelligences together encompass the framework for intellectual problem solving and expressing one's views or feelings. In this workshop, we will go through each of the multiple intelligences as 7 unique chapters to help you recognize, discover, and provide direction for each child's potential in your classroom to succeed socially, emotionally, intellectually, and physically. I am very excited to what you are about to experience in the next hour. Get ready to join in and sing along with each artist as they demonstrate the different ways a young child learns through music, movement, and storytelling. Before we begin with the chapters and artists, I'd like to start the day with a simple warm-up finger play. Here is one of my favorites that I learned from, of all people, my licensing consultant, Miss Alva Dworkin, in 1977. It's called The Boy and Girl. And you can follow along with me. It goes like this. Take your hands, open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give your hands a clap and put them behind your back. Now in this story, I want you to take your 2 hands, take your thumb and stick it in your hand. Take your other thumb and stick it in your hand. And our story begins like this. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who looked up and down the street. He couldn't find anyone, so he went inside his house. The next day, a little girl came out of her house. She looked up and down the street, but couldn't find anyone to play with, so she went inside her house. The next day, the little boy came out of his house. The little girl came out of her house. They saw each other and they ran around and around and around till their mom yelled, "Time for sup!" The little boy went inside his house. The little girl went inside her house. At night, the little boy opened his window and yelled good night. The little girl opened her window and yelled good night. The little boy closed his window and went to sleep. The little girl closed her window and went to sleep. And that's the end of our story. Let's begin with number one of the multiple intelligences, word or verbal linguistic intelligence. People with high verbal linguistic intelligence display a facility with words and languages. They are typically good at reading, writing, telling stories, and memorizing words along with dates. These are the children who love to talk, start conversations, do role-playing, and listening to and reading books. Our first artist to demonstrate linguistic smarts for you is Wanda Degen from Lansing. Wanda has been in the children's and adult folk circuit for over 50 years. She is a songwriter, musician, and recording artist. She will be singing the words from the book Over in the Meadow. And now, Wanda Degen.
Hi, I'm Wanda Degen. I'm a folk musician based in Lansing. My preschool students all call me Miss Wanda, and I'm going to do an old song called Over in the Meadow. This is my adaptation of it. Over in the meadow, in the sand, in the sun, lived a new mama turtle and her little turtle one. Dig, said the mama, I dig, said the one. And they dug and were happy in the sand, in the sun. Over in the meadow where the stream runs blue, lived a new mama fish and her little fishes too. Swim, said the mama, we swim, said the two. And they swam and were happy where the stream runs blue. Over in the meadow, where in a hole in a tree lived a new mother owl and her little owls three. Hoo, hoo, said the mama, hoo, hoo, said the three. And they hoo-hooed and were happy from a hole in a tree. Over in the meadow by the old barn door lived a new mama mouse and her little mice four. Squeak, said the mama, we squeak, said the four. And they squeaked and were happy by the old barn door. Over in the meadow in a snug bee hive lived a new mama bee and her little bees five. Buzz, said the mama, we buzz, said the five. And they buzzed and were happy in a snug bee hive. In fur and feather and the human race must share Mother Earth as she spins through space. Share, says our mother, please share this place. And we'll share and care for Mother Earth as she spins through space.
Thank you, Wanda. Moving ahead, number two. The next one is logical mathematical or reasoning. This area has to do with logic, abstractions, reasoning, numbers, and critical thinking. Logical reasoning is closely linked to fluid intelligence. These are the children who ask all the time, why and how. They like to classify, solve problems, sorting, wants to know what's coming next. They like numerical order as in sequence. Our next artist to present mathematical thinking is mime artist Michael Lee. Michael lives in Stockbridge. He has studied with the great Marcel Marceau. Michael is an author and artistic director of his performance troupe, Opus Mime Company. He also teaches physical acting to actors and figure skaters from around the world. A few of his figure skating clients have won 3 consecutive years of gold and silver medals in the Olympics. Michael will demonstrate the 5 boxes, a mime technique that incorporates movement and sequential order. 1, 2, 3, here is Michael Lee.
Hi, I'm Michael, and I've got an activity for you. It's called the 5 blocks. And we call it the 5 blocks because we have little parts of our body, the head, the neck, the chest, the center or tummy, and our hips. Head, neck, chest, center, and hips. And these 5 parts of our body blocks can move separately from each other. Our head can move, and our neck can move, and our chest can move, and our center, or our tummy, can move, and our hips can move. From the top down, we can move head, and we can put it with our neck, our head and our neck, and our chest also, and our center, and our hips. So we could say yes, or we could say yes, or we could say yeah, like that, or we could say no, or no, or no. And see, we can use our head and our neck and our chest, our center, and our hips. From the bottom up, it's hips and chest. Oops, I got that wrong. Hips, center, chest, neck, and head. And we can also do it with our arms. We can say shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, fingers. That's shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, fingers. And the other side, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, fingers. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, fingers. And now how many are there? There's 5. We can say the head and the neck and the chest and the center and the hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the arms, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can even make it 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the 5 blocks exercise. The head, neck, chest, center, hips, hips, center, chest, neck, head, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands, and fingers. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Michael. Our third intelligence is me, or intrapersonal. This area has to do with introspective and self-reflective capacities. This refers to having a deep understanding of the self, what one's strengths or weaknesses are, what makes one unique, being able to predict one's own reaction or emotions. These are the children that are comfortable being alone and good at goal setting. They like thinking strategies, journals, and imagery. Our next artist to demonstrate intrapersonal intelligence is Beverly Meyer, the music lady from Flat Rock. I call her the hardest working woman in the children's show business. While quarantined at home, she is doing free weekly concerts online. She says she is missing performing in classrooms and concert halls across Michigan. With her energy-packed original and traditional songs for young children and families, here is the music lady performing an original song she wrote that connects the individual uniqueness of a caterpillar. Take it away, Beverly.
Hi everybody, it's me, Beverly the Music Lady. I'd love to sing a song with you. Let's tell a story. We're going to tell the story of how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. You can help. All you need to do is get out your finger, your pointer finger. We'll pretend like it's a caterpillar. And that caterpillar is going to crawl right on your nose. And then the caterpillar is going to crawl all the way down to your toes. And then the caterpillar is going to crawl all over your clothes. And the caterpillar will go someplace to eat and eat and eat. This is what it'll do. Munch, 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 munch. Right there in the garden, right on the leaves. Munching and munching as much as he can so that he can grow big and big and big and big till this caterpillar is going to be as big as you. Then you could do the caterpillar crawl. crawl like this if you want to. You can crawl like this if you want to. You can even crawl right on the floor, right on your belly. Then the caterpillar's going to go someplace to turn into a butterfly. It's going to go into a chrysalis. It's going to spin around and around and around, get all covered up. So you can spin around and around, get all covered up, pretend like you're hanging from a branch or just sitting around and cover right up. And then something miraculous will happen. It's called metamorphosis. And the one tiny butterfly wing will start to pop out of that chrysalis. And then two tiny butterfly wings will start to pop out. They'll dry and be ready to fly. We are going to do all these things. We're going to tell the story with our bodies and with this song. Let's give it a try. I know a fuzzy caterpillar. It crawled right under my nose. I know a fuzzy caterpillar crawled right down to my toes. Say now that fuzzy caterpillar is crawling all over my clothes. That fuzzy caterpillar had a leafy lunch, and so in my garden he began to munch. That munching caterpillar grew and it grew and it grew. Say now that munching caterpillar is just about the size of you. Let's do that crawl. Ready? Crawl, crawl, caterpillar crawl. Crawl, crawl, caterpillar crawl. Crawl, crawl, caterpillar crawl. Crawl, crawl, caterpillar crawl. Crawling caterpillars are crawling all over the room. The caterpillar spun around and round, went into a chrysalis, and something miraculous happened, baby. They call it metamorphosis. Now one tiny butterfly wing started to appear. It's kind of wet and sticky. Now two tiny butterfly wings started to appear. Now they're dry, ready to fly. Butterflies are flying all around the room. Butterflies are flying, going zoomity, zoomity, zoom. Butterflies are flying, flying all around the room. Let's flutter, go faster now. Flutter, flutter, butterfly. Flutter, flutter, butterfly. Flutter, flutter, butterfly. Flutter, flutter, butterfly. Butterflies fluttering around the room. Butterflies going zoomity, zoomity, zoom. Butterflies fluttering, fluttering around the room. Nice job, everybody. That was super fun. See you later.
Thank you, Beverly. Very good. Moving on to number 4 in our intelligence is interpersonal, or social skills. These individuals are characterized by their sensitivity to others' moods, feelings, and their ability to cooperate in order to work as part of a group, can communicate effectively and empathize easily with others, and may be either leaders or followers. They often enjoy discussion and debate. Howard Gardner has equated this with emotional intelligence. These children make friends easily. They like win-win competition. They will observe you, and they can also be your little helper. Now, to demonstrate interpersonal intelligence, I will be performing the Frog Song, written by Sam Hinton in 1956 from the album Whoever Shall Have Some Good Peanuts. The song illustrates the frog community and working together. Just for this song, I want you to follow along with my motions. Here we go.
Jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby, jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby. Well, once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a little old boy. And he was about as old as most little old boys are. And one afternoon he went out for a walk. He went way down in the swamp, down where the ground is low and muddy, where the moss hangs off those big old cypress trees, down where all the frogs live. So this little old boy sat down on a cypress knee, and he started listening to the songs the frogs were singing to him. Some of them talked like this. They said, and some of them said, there was a whole lot of them talk this way. And there was a little old green frog, and he didn't say anything at all except So this little old boy leaned back on his cypress knee, and he closed his eyes so he could hear better. And the first thing you know, he found out those frogs weren't talking frog talk anymore. No, sir, they were talking people talk. One of them would say, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" And that green frog answered, "Here I am, here I am." And somebody else says, "Where at? Where at? Where at? Where at?" And they told him, "In the mud, in the mud." Then a big old bullfrog says, "Pull him out, pull him out." And a little bitty old frog hollers, "I can't, I can't, I can't." Then a great big old frog with great big old green eyes stuck his head up out of the water, and he said, "Boo!" And all the little froggies jumped in the river, and they swam away down the stream. Ka-chug, ka-chug, ka-chug. Jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby, jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby. Little froggy in the road, he fell down and he broke his gourd. Jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby. Froggy hopping awful fast, 'cause he don't want to be the last. Jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby. Froggy jumps so awful high, he won't come down till next July. Jingle bungala bungala bung, jingle bungala baby. Tadpole swimming by log says, "I'll be glad when I'm a frog." Jingle bungala bungala bung, jingle bungala baby. Jingle bungala 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 jingle bungala baby.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on, our eighth intelligence is sing or musical, rhythmic, and harmonic intelligence. And this is the area that has to do with sensitivity to sounds, rhythms, tones, and music. People with high musical intelligence normally have good pitch and may even have absolute pitch and are able to sing, play musical instruments, and compose music. Sensitivity to rhythm, pitch, meter, tone, melody, and timbre. These are the children that love to sing anytime and anywhere. They like teen cheers, keeping the beat, and musical performances. And speaking of musical intelligence, I'm really pleased to have our next artist from Ann Arbor, now living in Florida, Miss Julie Austin. She has traveled across the country performing as a Wolf Trap master teaching artist, a great musician, vocalist, and songwriter. She has several recordings available as a solo artist and as a song sister, collaborating with her fellow musician, Chris Barton. She will be performing Frogs in the School from her CD, Fan de Gumbo. And now, Miss Julie Austin.
Hi, everybody. It's Julie Austin. We're going to go on an adventure. We're going to go looking for some frogs. Once upon a time, there was a girl who loved frogs. She put on her backpack. It was empty. And she tiptoed down to the pond, the water behind her house. Put your fingers like this and say, tiptoe, tiptoe. When she got to the edge of the pond, there was a big bullfrog looking right up at her. She thought he was smiling, so she reached out her arm very gently. She held her breath, counted to 3. 1, 2, 3. She had the frog. She put him in the empty backpack very gently. And 1 cup of water, of course. She thought the frog might be lonesome, but luckily there was another frog in the water. She reached out her arm again. Do that with your arm. Pretend there's a pond there, and she held her breath. Counted to 3. 1, 2, 3. She had another frog, dripping and smiling, she thought. So she put him in the backpack with another cup of water. Everything was going fine. She walked up to the house. Her parents were making pancakes. They told her she'd have to wash her hands, of course. Pretend like you're washing your hands. But she knew she had to take off her backpack. So, get your backpack ready. Take it off. She put it right on the floor next to her. Here's the sound it made. Bonk. And she turned her back. Here's what that sounded like. Suddenly she heard her dad say, "Hey!" The frogs jumped out of the backpack, that's why. All over the kitchen and all over the pancakes. Your part in this song is to say, frogs in the house, get them out. Frogs in the house, hopping about. And it kind of goes on for there. I think you'll catch on. All right, got your backpack on? Got the 2 frogs in the backpack? I got my guitar. We're ready to tell the story. Here in my pack, right here on my back, I carried some frogs from the stream. My mother and father were there eating breakfast. They said, "Go and get your hands clean." Okay, Mom. Okay, Dad. I put down my pack. Bonk. I turned my back. Suddenly, I heard my dad say, "Hey!" Uh-oh. Get ready to jump, frogs. You can jump all over the room. Here we go. Frogs in the house, get them out. Frogs in the house, hopping about. Frogs in the house, hey, what'd you do? Frogs in the house, what's the matter with you? Froggy, froggy, all green and brown. They were hopping up, they were hopping down. Froggy, froggy, without a doubt. Stick your finger out in your dad's voice. You say, "Collect those frogs and get them out." Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Mom. Oh, no, we got in trouble. Guess we better go to school. Get your backpack back on. I put them back. Here's one. Here's the second one. Back in my pack, and I walked my way down to my school. I brought the frogs along. I didn't think it was wrong. I didn't want to break any rules. I say good morning to the teachers. Good morning, teachers. Well, I put down my pack. Bonk. I turned my back. Suddenly, I heard my teacher say, "Ah!" Uh-oh. Get ready to jump. Frogs in the school, get them out. Frogs in the school, hopping about. Frogs in the school, hey, what'd you do? Frogs in the school, what's the matter with you? Froggy, froggy, all green and brown. They were hopping up, they were hopping down. Froggy, froggy, without a doubt. In your teacher's voice, stick your finger out and say, "Collect those frogs and get them out." Oh no, sorry, teacher. Now we got in trouble in school. Quick, we gotta get out of here. Get the frogs back in the backpack. Let's go. I put them back in my pack. I walked my way over to the store. I just wanted to get some ice cream to eat, so I put my pack down on the, you know what, floor. Bonk. I put down my pack and I turned my back. I heard the cashier say, "Oh, not in my store, oh no." Uh-oh, get ready to jump again. Frogs in the store, get them out. Frogs in the store, hopping about. Frogs in the store, hey, what you do? Frogs in the store, what's the matter with you? Froggy, froggy, all green and brown. They were hopping up, they were hopping down. Froggy, froggy, without a doubt. Stick your finger out in your cashier's voice, you say, "Collect those frogs and get them out, not in the store." Oh, we better get out of here. Quick, get the frogs back in the backpack. Thump, thump. I put them back in my pack. I walked my way back down to the pond. Let's go back down to the pond. I said, "It's been nice." Now thinking twice, I think it's best you frogs be gone. So I put down my pack. Bonk. I turned my back. Whee! Suddenly I heard a big splash. At last. Get ready to swim, frogs. Here you go. Frogs in the pond, swimming away. Frogs in the pond, hip, hip, hooray. Frogs in the pond, I'll see you later. Frogs in the pond, I'll see you later, alligator. Thanks for singing the frog song with me, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Julie. Very good. Thank you, Julie. Moving on, our sixth intelligence is dance, or bodily kinesthetic. This is the core elements of the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, our control of one's bodily motions and the capacity to handle objects skillfully. Gardner elaborates to say that this also includes a sense of timing, a clear sense of the goal of a physical action, along with the ability to train responses. People who have high bodily kinesthetic intelligence should be generally good at physical activities, such as sports, dance, acting, and making things. These are the children that love to move, stretching, yoga, dancing, exercises, competitive events. And to best illustrate this is the man who introduced children and teachers across the country to his unique style of rhyme and rhythm, John Kinderman Taylor. His Friend's song, with its simple lyrics and a beat and sign language, has become a wolf trap anthem. I'd like to share this with you now. This song, the Friend's song, by my friend John Taylor, uses a keyboard, and we're going to begin our song like this. It's the Friend's song. Get the rhythm going. This is you, and this is your friend. Give them a hug, and that's the sign language for friends. Ready, set, here we go. Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. You're my friend, and you're my friend, and you're my friend. You're all my friends. Sing friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. Let's do it together. Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. You're my friend, and you're my friend, and you're my friend. You're all my friends. Sing friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. Very good. Now, in recognition and tribute to his outstanding contribution to children in song and dance. This is the legendary John Taylor Kinderman in action, doing what he does best, making education fun for all. And now, John Taylor, the real John Taylor.
Hello everybody, it's so nice to be here. I'm the Kinderman and I bring you good cheer. You're going to have a good time, you're going to feel happy. And all you have to do is Kindersize with me. I'm very glad you came today. I'm very glad you came. Sing with me. I'm very glad you came today. I'm very glad you came. Uh-oh. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. I'm very glad you came today. I'm very glad you came. Oh! Show me an A. Say, this is an A. Show me a B.
This is a B.
Show me a C.
This is a C.
Show me a D.
This is a D.
Say A and B
And C and D.
Say it again.
A and B and C and D.
Say E, E, E.
E, E, E.
Say F and an F makes an eyelash. Say that.
F and the F makes an eyelash.
Uh-oh. This is a G.
This is a D.
Say H, H, H.
H, H, H.
Say I.
I.
Sound like it. I feel happy. Everybody try that.
I feel happy.
I'm going to say sad. I
Feel
do
sad.
it again. I
Feel sad.
good. What? I'll say shoulders, shoulders. You say.
Shoulders, shoulders.
I say arms, arms. You say.
Arms, arms.
I say wrist, wrist. You say.
Wrist, wrist.
I say fingers, fingers. Say that.
Fingers, fingers.
I say elbow, elbow. Say that.
Elbow, elbow.
I say head, head. You say.
Head, head.
I say ears, ears, ears. No, no. Say that.
No.
Uh-oh. I say chin up, chin up. You say chin up,
Chin up.
I say neck. Warm up time. Let's get together and let's do it again. It's warm up time. Let's get together. Girls stand up, girls stand up. Help, help.
SOS. Save the world in your head.
Save the
ozone way up high. Stop pollution in the sky. Save the river, save the tree.
Save the rainforest,
In the tree.
save the farmer,
Save the land.
save the cities,
If you can.
save the animals' fur, and don't
Forget to save the world.
cut.
That was the Kinderman, the legendary John Taylor. And now for our seventh and final intelligence. This is art or visual spatial. This area deals with spatial judgment and the ability to visualize with the mind's eye. These are the children that have a strong creative imagination. They like to draw and design, needs pictures to understand. They express themselves through drawing, sculpture, puzzles, theater, photography, and films. And for visual intelligence, the next and final artist is Laz Slomovitz from Ann Arbor. He and his brother San make up the duo Gemini. Their original children's music are about everyday experiences of childhood and growing up. The recordings have received numerous awards, including Parents' Choice Magazine Awards and the American Library Association Best of the Best for Children. The video you're about to see responds to the drought crisis that Australia has had to endure for so many years. Laz wrote this beautiful, simple prayer for rain, with music performed by Laz and his musical friends, the Harmony Bones. He has been gracious to share this beautifully filmed video called Rain, Rain. And now, enjoy the video.
rain, may the rain come down and calm the raging fires. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and calm the raging fires. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and soothe the burning earth. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and soothe the burning earth. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and end the deadly drought. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and end the deadly drought. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and heal the ravaged land. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and heal the ravaged land. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and calm the raging fires. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and calm the raging fires. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and soothe the burning earth. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and soothe the burning earth. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and mend the deadly drought. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and mend the deadly drought. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and heal the ravaged land. Rain, rain, may the rain come down and heal the ravaged land. Rain. Calm the raging fires, soothe the burning earth, heal the ravaged land.
In review, these are the 7 multiple intelligence modalities we have discussed today. They are verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, intrapersonal, interpersonal, musical rhythmic and harmonic, bodily kinesthetic, and visual spatial. Okay. Well, this concludes our multiple intelligence wolf trap showcase workshop. I hope you learned some new ideas to practice at home and share with the children when we all go back to our classrooms. If you would like to learn more about multiple intelligences, there are plenty of books I have here written by Howard Gardner, Thomas Armstrong, and others. There are some wonderful books available. And to see more performing arts, songs, and activities, a YouTube link will be on the screen in a moment before our questions and answers. I'd like to thank Kelsey Laird from Michigan AYC for her technical assistance to make this production look so seamless. And thanks to the artists during this quarantine time to share an activity that we hope lifted your spirits. We all know that is so needed right now. You have seen today how the arts are essential to education. Please, whenever you can, help support the arts. And of course, last but not least, thank you all for attending the special edition of the Michigan AYC Conference 2020. Next year in Grand Rapids, I wish you all good health and happiness. Bye-bye.